Welcome to episode 2 of Fish Species ID. In today's video, we will be talking about crappies as well as popular ways to fish for them. If you want to know more about which locations to find crappie and other species of fish, please check out our other video, How to Fish, Get Started in Fishing Part 1, Fishing Theory Episode 1, Locations. Also, please read the disclaimer in the description since fishing regulations vary from state to state. Crappie, a delicious and hard-fighting fish, is probably one of the most popular game fish in the U.S. The term crappie is typically used for two species of fish, the black crappie and the white crappie. We'll talk about how to identify them later. One or maybe both species of crappie can be found in every state except for Hawaii and Alaska. Sometimes one species of crappie could be more abundant than the other in your area, so we suggest you do a little research on the species of fish that you can catch in your area. Let's start off with the black crappie. The black crappie is an oval-shaped speckle-spotted fish that usually ranges from 5 to 9 inches, averaging around 7 inches. Black crappies love clear water and they like to spawn around 5 to 6 feet of water. They like heavy vegetation and cover. Fishing for them is best in ponds, shallow parts of lakes, coves, and backwaters in rivers, and sometimes even in deeper holes in creeks. The biggest black crappie, and also the biggest crappie in the world, is 5 pounds 7 ounces, and it was caught in Loudoun County in Tennessee. For live bait, worms, insects, and very small minnows around 1 inch or so would catch you some good eating-sized crappies. If you want to catch some slabs, which is a term used for big crappies that are around 15 inches or so, crawdads and bigger minnows would be a good choice. Spinners, crankbaits, jerkbaits, soft-bodied swim baits, small tube jigs, and grub tails are just some of the most common baits for crappie. Black crappie have a smaller mouth, so we suggest you keep your bait under 2 inches and preferably around 1 inch. Now on to the white crappie. The white crappie is a little less round with vertical spotted bars along the body of the fish. They are a lot longer, averaging about 9 to 13 inches. White crappies are a little less picky of the water turbidity and love the open water when they are active during the early morning and late evening. They like to stay around structures during the day. White crappies go as deep as 15 to 20 feet deep, though they usually stay around 10 feet or so. Deep ponds, lakes, coves, or backwaters in rivers and other slow-moving water are good for them. The biggest white crappie is 5 pounds 3 ounces caught at Enid Dam in Mississippi. White crappies have a bigger mouth, so we could use some bigger baits for them. Big pieces of worms, crustaceans, crawfish, and also minnows would be great bait for white crappie. If you like lure fishing, any type of small crankbait and jerkbait will work. They also like to eat jigs a lot, especially small tube jigs, but they'll also take minnow imitation soft plastics. Spinners are also a crappie slaying machine. When crappie fishing, don't be afraid to go a little big if they are being aggressive. We've had 8-inch white crappies take a 3-inch rooster tail spinner. But if the fish are finicky in your area, you should keep your baits around 1.5 inches. Now, let's talk about identification between these two species of crappies. The name really makes it clear. The white crappie has a whiter color and the black crappie is darker. However, sometimes the color is not easy to identify for some people due to the fact that they have similar body shapes and patterns. Another way to identify them is that white crappies have vertical bars and black crappies have a more irregular pattern with speckled dots. However, if you are still not able to identify with just the coloration, you could try counting the dorsal fin. White crappie has less spines at 6 spines or less, and the black crappie usually has 7 to 8. Remember to count the spiny dorsal fin and not the soft dorsal fin. Of course, you have to assume that there are no injuries along the back of the fish. There are also a number of hybrids, which are a mixed species between the black and the white crappie out there on the water. You could try looking into them if you are interested. As for crappie fishing gear in general, a 10-foot rod should get you covered. Crappie fishermen are kind of known for using some of the longest rods going after crappie, and by long, some people use rods as long as over 10 feet. These rods are tough to cast, but the main reason crappie fishermen use them is because longer rods give you longer casting distance, therefore being more quiet and sneaky. Crappie rods are also very good for other small panfish. 6 to 10 pound line could be used for all types of fishing situations, whether it be thick vegetation or sandy flats. For small crappies, a light combo is enough. And if you want to get the real big crappie slabs, you could use a medium light rod. Spinning reels are good for most situations. As for fly fishing, 3 to 4 weight rods are perfect for most crappies. Only upgrade to 5 weight if you are going for the bigger ones. Crappie are in the shallow for the majority of the year, so floating line would be good. On occasions where they do go deep, wet fly would be preferable. For leaders and tippets, 3x and 4x would be good for pretty much all situations. As mentioned above, both species have very similar diets. They both love minnows and insects. Crappies usually hit their bait closer to mid-water column and bottom, so use flies that sink, such as nymphs and wet flies. If the crappies in your area feed mostly on baitfish, feel free to experiment with small streamers as they imitate minnows. We hope that this video has helped you. Thanks for watching, and please remember to subscribe, like, and share.